Hi! On the Woodpecker today, it's the second part of the construction of our daughter's house. I finished the first part of Chantal's house construction by lifting the back wall of the garage. After spending 2 weeks at the cottage doing odd jobs before the winter, we're back. Now the construction site looks like this. Eric didn't wait for me to continue. He's put up all the joists above the garage as well as the flooring for their bedroom. He did the same for the upstairs flooring for the kids' bedrooms. But from now on, we have to battle with the cold. But there are still walls to build. The wood is already on the floors, but the trusses are missing. Here they are. That's not the only thing we received on that day. We also got everything we need for the septic tank. But it's not finished because there are still walls to put up. I'm going back to my primary task, making the cuts for Eric and putting up more walls. A few days later, it's time to take care of connecting the well and installing the septic system. This means the return of the excavator and the plumber for the pump. Once the electricity and the pump are in place, the excavator digs for the septic tanks. To access the tank, the well trench needs to be backfilled. When the bottom of the hole is level, they can lower the tanks into position. The system has 2 tanks. They need to bring the other one now, put it in place, and backfill with crushed stones all around it. To do this job, they even brought 2 excavators. While one backfills around the tanks, the other digs the trench for the clean water. Eventually, everything is excavated and ready for the inspector's visit. But it's possible to do the finishing touches in the meantime. The inspection covers and the electrical connections. While everyone was working on the right side of the house, Eric was working on the other side, assembling all the end trusses. And yes, it was René who helped him that day. Now that the end trusses are assembled, all that's left to do is to wait for the crane to install them. It doesn't take long for it to arrive in the parking lot. To install the trusses, Eric gets help from real pros, not apprentices like me. After one assembly for the end truss is in place, each truss is lifted into position with the crane. Down below, one of the pros guides the truss to prevent it from rotating in the air. Then it's lowered into place. Okay, almost in place. It takes 2 more people to guide it and nail it down. And this goes on for several hours. When it's time to lift the end assembly, Eric goes down and ties it himself. You can clearly see that doing it this way saves a ton of time during the truss installation. But moving an end assembly isn't as easy as moving individual trusses. Once the section of the roof above the children's bedrooms is in place, the other trusses still need to be put in position. Eventually, all the trusses were installed, and as you can see, I wasn't just filming. I was holding that piece of wood. And in one morning, all the trusses were in place. In the afternoon, their installation had to be finalized. A lot of reinforcement has to be added to make sure they won't move. Eric manages to finish all the trusses just before dark. That was perfect because on the next day, it's time to put the OSB sheets on the trusses. As you can see, it wasn't a nice day. It's cold and snowing. Each sheet is lifted by Nicolas. Michel and Eric place it in position. I filmed and added weight when a sheet needed to be cut. It took 2 days to put all the sheets on the roof. But now with the roof, there will be less snow inside the house. Okay, if it's raining, it won't really help. But for now, the snow is the biggest issue. So I grab a shovel and scrape off as much snow as I can and throw it outside. Meanwhile, Eric's friends are getting everything ready to receive the windows. Each windowsill is covered with a rubberized membrane to prevent the wood from rotting if there is any water infiltration. Since it's freezing outside, they have to add glue to make sure the membrane adheres well to the structure. While the window openings are being prepared, the windows are being delivered. It takes quite a while to get them inside. There are a lot of windows in this house. Most of them have been put in what will be their living room, but the largest windows have been taken to the garage. Now that everything is ready and the windows are here, they need to be installed. The small windows are installed quite quickly because they are put in place without adjustments. The 3 of them managed to install all the small windows in the same day. Some windows weren't easy to install. You absolutely had to make sure they wouldn't fall out. For the largest ones, I had to roll up my sleeves and use a bit of elbow grease. 3 people wasn't really enough to get the frame through the opening of the large master bedroom window. We managed to get the 2 small ones up that way, but for the largest one, we had to use the winch on Eric's truck to lift it. It was nice because we didn't exhaust ourselves. We just guided the window through the opening. This supersized window was really difficult to install because it's so tall. But since it wasn't the first window they've ever installed, I was the only one who was nervous about it. There are 2 windows left to install. The large window, from which we'd got through all the other ones, and the one at the back. But the large panes of glass weren't installed in the big windows. We had to put them in ourselves. But then we had an accident. Both panes shattered. It really ended the day very badly, just 2 days before Christmas. After that, I spent 2.5 weeks at the cottage. I'm really looking forward to see what they've accomplished while I was gone. And like me, you'll see it in another episode of The Woodpecker.